What's up, people? I'll check in with you this morning. It's the 2nd, right, of September. Cheers. 7 in the morning. Just basically doing a check-in. Um, saying, letting you know I'm okay. Asking you how you're doing. Hoping you're okay. Um, just right quick. It's a beautiful morning. A little foggy, cool. Um, it's like autumn is trying to come early, but we'll get another blast of heat. So I'm enjoying this morning very much. What's on my agenda? Well, at 9:30 this morning, I meet with Doug over at his place. I'm taking a selection of collages that I haven't used to discuss ideas for the cover for the Higgins 12 project, because it's ready to go. We just need to put the artwork together, and then I can order 100 CDRs. So that's on my agenda for this morning. I enjoy our visits. Um, I sense that Otis is like me, in the sense that um, when the visit is over, you can kind of sense it, and you don't belabor it. It's okay. We're done. I'll see you later. I like that. Just keep it simple. Coffee's good this morning. So um, part of my morning routine is to open up the front door until wintertime. I just like that morning light coming in the way it looks in my living room. And I opened the door this morning, and the one of the cats. I'm not going to name them. I think that'll jinx it, because I let me finish the thought. So open the door, and there's a white and gray cat, really cute, and he or she has spotted a squirrel in my tree, and they're perched up on the fence like they're going to jump over and get the squirrel. They couldn't get the squirrel. It was funny. I just watched. I didn't say a thing. I just watched. It's better than TV. But I'm observing the situation with the kittens. I don't want there to be a problem, but I can see where this is going to easily be a problem, even though my neighbors said they're going to take care of it. I'm just going to just bide my time. And ooh, this coffee is good this morning, people. So in the comments, not too many. Someone asked me about the guitarist MKG. Yeah, I've heard of them. They're good at what they do. Am I drawn to it? No, but it's a sort of musician that if I were to meet them and have an opportunity to play with them or jam with them, I'd probably enjoy it quite a bit. Yeah, I heard him in McGee. Good at what he does. So I really want to avoid talking about current events because it's just a dead end street right now. I have not played the new Zone of Tones. I'll get to it, but it hasn't struck me to play it yet. Um, so this is a morning where it's like I really didn't have much in my mind that I wanted to say, but it's Tuesday, so I'm saying hello, and I'm just waiting to see what arises. If you see this Dan, not Dan Vigilante, but Dan Berger from the Bishops, he invited me to a house warming party, or he has built a home studio in his garage, and he's having a reception for it this weekend. He really wants me to come. I can't guarantee it. I'm not into parties anymore and hanging out with a lot of people. One-on-one is what I like, and that's what I told him. I told him I'd be more interested in just coming by for a visit and you show me. Chit-chatting and going from group to group, people drinking, a lot of just non just chatter, just blabber, doesn't interest me. It's not fun. I haven't enjoyed parties in a long time. I know you watch me, Zandan, so I'm just letting you know. You know, a personal invite is more likely to get a yes as opposed to me coming to some kind of gathering. Well, everybody would love to see you. Well, I'm sure they would. I'm not sure I'd be happy to see them. And not all in one group, especially drinking alcohol. I fucking can't stand alcohol. I really can't. So, really what's going on is I talked to Jeff Morris, a leader of the band, Scudder, and also Daryl Moreland got a hold of me, one of the other guys. Tom Ware is the other person who was in the last version of the band. They all went, and Daryl let me know that he said it. He said, "Yeah, you made the right decision in not going." It was online. They podcast the whole thing on their Facebook page. So I watched parts of it yesterday, and I'm super glad I didn't go. Scudder was nominated or inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as a border band. You know, we're from Nebraska, Iowa border. When they did the band's presentation, they misspelled the band's name, and the band was almost the last entry to receive their award. That would have been a long ass day, and I'm glad I missed it. But I got to see Jeff receive the award. Of course, I still don't see it because they don't give it to you like they do in the bigger ones. They give it to you afterwards. So I still haven't seen it, and Jeff might stop by today. I prefer when people call me, but Jeff is someone who will just pop up. Oh, I was just in the neighborhood. He lives way the hell away, out in one of those neighborhoods in Millard where they were designed specifically to confuse people who don't live there. A lot of cul-de-sacs and circles and stuff. Specifically, I remember reading about this stuff in the 60s. This stuff was built specifically to deter or discourage outsider traffic, namely blacks. And before I misspeak, let me take another look. There was a picture posted on the Facebook Iowa Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I'm talking about this because this is one of the most recent things of interest to me in my personal life, so I'm sharing it with you. They posted a picture. Let me get it. Come on, let me. They posted a picture of the audience in the auditorium. And had I gone, I would have integrated it. Let me see if I saw what I thought I saw, which was not one single dark face in that entire auditorium. Now, it's not that this stuff is new to me. It's just it's not fun. It is not fun. So I don't see the picture. It must have been on an individual's page, but I didn't see one single black face. And I went one further because I was curious. I went one further and I Googled to see, are there any black artists in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame of Iowa? And AI answered it and answered it incorrectly. They said yes, but they showed me white artists. This AI shit is bullshit, but there's nothing we can do to stop it except to not use it. I try not to use it, even though AI is in everything. Once again, people, cheers. So I can show a couple records because I did actually play some records and got into a listening phase for just a little bit. Man, my stereo sounds good. You can really tell the difference with a good stylus. So I'd forgotten how much I like this album by Stereolab, Margarine Eclipse. This is after Mary Hansen died, but this still sounds like she's in the band. As they got further, as time went on, the band morphed a bit away from that double vocal, female vocal, and her other contribution musically. I really like this band, and this is the remaster 2019. It sounds so good. So good. Rich in sound. Quick aside, I listened to number 7 off of Reich Remixed. I listened to most of it, but I had to play number 7 twice. Piano phase, D notes phased and confused mix. That's an exceptional. I like the piece, piano phase, but this remix is awesome. I love Steve Reich's work. I played this. I also played this a couple times because number 2, the second remix on here is just wonderful. David Sylvian and Robert Fripp, Darshan. I also have it as a 12-inch single. But the second remix, Darshana, is what it's called on here. It's wonderful. And that textury, rainbowy image perfectly describes the way the music sounds. It's wonderful. I had to play it a couple times. It has this really cool deep bass, sub bass that comes in. I ought to play the 12-inch because bass sounds amazing on records to me. Here's an example. Massive Attack, a 12-inch single with remixes of the track Butterfly Caught. This is like, wow. Damn, this sounds, it's the difference between the highs, the lows, and the quiet and those loud. So like this starts off, it's really moody. I like this track, Butterfly Caught. Love those images. But this is real moody and starts off really quiet. So when the beat comes in, it's not jarring. It's like, oh man, listen to that bass beat. It's awesome. I also have this on a CD extra, well, actually the DVD with music. The DVD has the video for the track, but it also has audio tracks where this image just repeatedly explodes as the music plays. It's kind of cool. As I said, I saw Massive Attack when they came to America for the first time. Killer show up at the First Avenue in Minneapolis. And the only other thing I played, because I'm still, let me finish this and I'll talk about my music because I'm real happy. Recently watched this thing about some project called Black Blue or something, where Frederick Atkinson, or however you say his name, from Opeth, contributed a track and some guitar. And so I watched an interview between him and the creator, and it piqued my interest to listen to some Opeth. So their latest album. This is real good. I like this band a lot. Last Will and Testament. Have to be in the mood, but I love their riffs. I give a lot of credit to Michael Ackerfeld. You know, he's a perfectionist. I can see in interviews where he came into his own while still being a teen. He basically ended up leading the band, if I understand correctly, while he was still in his teens. And so, what I can notice about people in general is that when you have big things like that happen when you're young, there's a certain amount of growth that gets stunted. So, there's a part of Michael Ackerfeld's personality that comes across very adolescent to me. He's really he admits it. He's a very egotistical person. But I've seen him do this. They have almost all of their DVDs. Well, he'll be teasing other band members, and it's like, you've crossed a line, and the band members are just taking it, and it's unfortunate because that's what I think it comes from. It's like, growing up too fast, and certain aspects of maturity kind of get stunted because you're already in the driver's seat as a teen. I think this is a big part of what happens to child stars, depending, like Michael Jackson for sure. I think that stunted his maturity. But Opeth, and I don't mind the vocals, growly or straight, don't mind them. I love those riffs. Anything else? Oh yes, see, there's one more. So I popped this on yesterday, the Intense by Triad. I like having this in my collection, but I will say very honestly, this is really light. This is real light. And as I listened to this, I said to myself, half of what I'm hearing, if I had come up with this idea, I'd have kept going. I probably would not have developed it. It's a little almost trite, but it's in the collection. It's a keeper. I like stuff like kind of obscure like that. I like having access to it because sometimes you'll play it and then you'll discover maybe 1 or 2 minutes. So, oh, that was nice, and it'll be worth it. Here's one where I was thinking maybe it was going to be traded out. No, this is cool. Not something I'll be playing much, but it's been a while. I had forgotten why I have this. Bong Water. Breaking No New Ground. This is a 12-inch single, 12-inch EP actually. 6 songs, 45 RPM. And this is cool. It's not punk. It's almost like folk. It's not folk either. It's just like it's a real honest sound of these people really, I think, having fun covering these. There's several covers on here, but it sounds like they're just like almost like having a gathering in someone's living room. But it's really enjoyable. Ann Magnuson, best known as a actor, is the singer on here. Kramer and David Licht were the other members of Bongwater. Kramer, I've mentioned it in the past before. I met Kramer when I saw him with Eugene Chadbourne in Shockabilly. And then years later, Kramer got a hold of me because he was needing work and looking to make money, and offered me a deal to produce some of my work, but I couldn't afford it, even though it was considerably a deal for his. But I didn't have the money. I thought it was cool he reached out to me. But they cover "Ride My Seesaw" by the Moody Blues, and it's not punk. It's just real elemental. You know, it sounds like they're really enjoying playing it, and they get all the permutations of the song in a very stripped down way. It's cool. They do the same thing with Led Zeppelin's Four Sticks. It's like, damn, that's cool. Fred Frith is a guest musician on this album, and his playing stands out. Chris Cochran is also on here. Davy Williams too. Some of you folks know those names who are familiar with the Gong and that whole group of people. So I was like pleasantly, oh yeah, I remember this now. It's been years. You know, there's easily records in here that I haven't played for 10, 15, 20, maybe even 30 years, records in my collection. So that's another perk about having it, is that while I'm still alive, there may come a time when it's like, oh yeah, it's time. And then there's other things like when we have playlists that we put together for ourselves for our Walkmans and making cassettes for people of favorites. There are so many favorite songs that I cannot call to mind. It's not until I see the record or something like, oh boy, I forgot how much I like that song. So it's nice that it's here to be rediscovered at some time. That's basically what I have to share this morning. I'll take a look at the comments. Hope everyone is well. I see that my sister Adrian and Floyd are continuing to be the social butterflies that they are, doing all kinds of stuff, doing all kinds of traveling. I'm so happy for Floyd, who at 90 is in good health and lucid and here to enjoy all of this acclaim, because he got pushed out, you know, from Disney when he got to the retirement age unfairly, because there was white people still working there in his department, older than him, that they didn't let go. What the fuck is that shit? Okay, so yes, somebody bought the commissions record in Yamaland. Cool. And I forgot to mention that, although, well, it's interesting because I watched some of Oasis online, a show from a few days ago. Plus, I watched the Manchester show. I don't rate that band at all. I never did. Got into a big argument with my drummer Gary Foster years ago about it. He thought they were the bee's knees. He said I was missing it. I ain't missing it. I see what people like. I see what they get into. I think they're just ordinary. They're an ordinary band. But Noel Gallagher started out as a roadie for Inspiral Carpets. Forgot that. So Andy Bell, who plays bass for Oasis now, I partied with him when he was in Ride. He was a really nice guy. And Ride is a way better band, more interesting to me personally, but overall, Oasis, I mean, Ride, in my opinion, is a superior band on all fronts. All fronts. But good on the Gallagher brothers and the other members of Oasis for getting that money and making people happy. This music makes people happy. I ain't got no problem with that. And then Sean asked me about the band From Manhole. Interestingly enough, amongst the records I recently traded were several local records that were given to me over the years that I never listened to, and From Manhole is one of them. Mark, who was in the band, his dad and I worked together, so I remembered Mark from when he was a baby. So I've always encouraged Mark from Manhole. I tried to start a band with Mark, with me on guitar and him on bass, and the drummer I just mentioned, Gary Foster. I have recordings of us trying to get it together. It didn't happen because he just up and moved to Oregon. But yeah, I know those people. But I traded their record because it's like, hey, I'm not going to listen to that again. So yeah, that's basically what I have to share this morning, and I hope that we can figure out the art for the Higgins 12 project today, because that's the last thing. If I get the art today, the only other thing I will need to do is have a picture taken of us. I mean, I don't want to use a camera picture, I mean, off a phone picture. I think I'll have Aaron Gum take our picture, and then I'll be ready to assemble it and send it off to be reproduced. That reminds me that this Friday is a Bandcamp Friday. What I'm going to be curious about this Bandcamp Friday is to see is that I have not switched. They want you to switch to this new paying account, and I don't want to. And I want to see. We'll find out this Friday. Hopefully, some of you folks will buy some music or make some contributions to the channel on Bandcamp Friday. Excuse me. I'll see if there's any problem with still being paid through PayPal. People have told me over the years that they've had problems, but I've never had problems with PayPal. So why switch? I'd like to stick with it. Looking around to see if anything else strikes my fancy to talk about. That about do it. Jeez, 26 minutes. Okay. Take care, people. Love you all.